Please welcome into the studio, Leslie Spears from the Myriad Gardens. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing quite well. All the buzz yesterday, frankly leading into yesterday, was about the solar eclipse. Driving through downtown Oklahoma City yesterday, flocks of people everywhere, standing outside, staring up. It was like an alien invasion or something. But across the street, early on, you had a crowd. How'd it go?
It was great. It was just a variety of people. We had families there. We had downtown workers meet their families there.
A lot of downtown workers out yesterday.
Yes, it was a community. You know,
so they brought in their families and they came over there.
Yes,
Gotcha.
And we had to make an announcement that we weren't going to be distributing solar glasses. That's a whole other story.
That's probably a good decision, though.
Yes,
and it's like, hey, let's not get in the business of that. We've got the space.
Right.
Come hang out here.
Right. And while we were a little disappointed in that, people figured out creative ways to watch it regardless. And some people just brought their own glasses they'd already gotten.
Yep.
And, you know, my cousin came from the courthouse. He's a lawyer, and we watched it together. And we did play Total Eclipse of the Heart, which was huge for me. That was a big deal for me.
That was like #1 on iTunes yesterday.
That is crazy.
Just spiked up in sales.
That is crazy.
As you might guess.
Well, it's like an earworm. It's just stuck in my head.
You're
but
right.
I saw people dancing to it. I mean, it was loud, too.
But it was amazing. As expected, all the eclipse things happened. It got much cooler outside. It made you think, hey, I can't wait for football season and fall weather because it was so much nicer. And just looking around, even if you didn't have the glasses to look up, it was like an Instagram filter outside.
I know.
Things were just the shade of everything.
Peter DeLisi, you know, he's the director of the Arts Council. He's very artistic and is a photographer. And he goes, just look at the tone we have right now. And it was like, you're so right. That is crazy. And people were showing people how to watch it. I mean, it was really an interesting, I don't know. It was just really cool and very unique. It was a very unique experience.
That's a good way of saying it. It was also a good community event because you saw people sharing what they were seeing. Hey,
well, the front page of the paper has 2 women sharing one set of glasses. But anyway.
It was a fun event. You had some cool stuff on your Instagram account as well. I saw that Pittsburgh had a special eclipse popsicle.
Yes, I think I'm going to get, I think they probably have some left over, so I'm going to get one today just to figure it out because that's a fruit, a quince. I thought it was like chocolate. That's the sun, the blacked out sun. So I'm going to have to go figure it out.
How many people do you think were there yesterday? Hundreds, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely hundreds. It could have been knocking at 1,000.
I mean, you've got a big space there, so it takes a lot of people to fill up that space.
When I left my office, which is off of Hudson, I was at the Children's Garden. There were people at the pavilion, like we saw tons of backpacks. There were schools there. And then as I'm walking to the Great Lawn, there's people over at Pitchfork in the park and just all over the gardens.
It was a fun time. You can see a couple of the videos that we shot from the Myriad Gardens and Science Museum on our website at newsok.com. Let's go to what people really want to know. When can we watch the Internet Cats?
Oh, I know. It's going to be Sunday, September 10th.
There we go. Okay.
Meow. Yeah, that was we are meowing forward. We kind of had fun with the rain, cats in raincoats.
So right meow, it's scheduled for Sunday, September 10th.
I'm not kidding.
The weather has been kind of crazy this summer. It's like
really
anytime anyone wants to have an outdoor movie, which have been very popular downtown, whether it's at the River Sport area or in Myriad Gardens, it's been a threat of rain. You
know, it's been an August thing because we stopped our movies. We just decided to get out of August just because of back to school. And we didn't have one rain out in July, but my cat video fest.
Which people love.
I know, I know. So we're having a celebration of the animals. We had that scheduled anyway. We're going to have different members of the clergy there to bless animals. And we had a woman in the gardens yesterday for the solar eclipse with an iguana. And I didn't know this until she tagged us on Instagram. It was like she was holding it like it was a cat. And I was like, what is that? You know, anyway.
Interesting.
So people can bring their iguanas, their birds, their fish, and will just be a day to celebrate animals. So then that's from 3 to 5, and then we'll move. The Cat Video Fest is going to be later that night, and it's going to be earlier because the sun will be setting earlier.
Actually plays to your advantage.
Yes, yes, it does.
Because it's got to be dark to see it, but sun sets earlier. Another thing that's been really popular, I'm kind of skipping out of order here, Paige, but the Scissortail Park, Meet Your New Park. Tell us about that. That's a cool thing.
Well, yes, people will start hearing that our director and our board chairman, Jim Tolbert, and our director, Maureen Heffernan, she's the reason why we're so active and fun. She has been here since 2011 when we reopened, and she has just brought the gardens to life with all these events we do. Well, they've been assigned to set up a separate nonprofit foundation and run the Scissortail Park.
Gotcha.
So what you see in the gardens is going to be that times 10 probably in Scissortail Park. And we're super excited. It's going to be a separate staff. But for right now, I'm working the social media for Scissortail Park on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
Cool.
So Maureen is going to start doing these talks about what you can expect from this park, which are details that you just really don't think about until someone tells you, like how they're setting up areas for weddings. So wedding planners are going to really love to hear this. And just what we want from her presentations, first we're going to tell you the details you might not have heard, but we also want to get your input on programming. You know,
what if we did this in this space, that sort of thing.
Yeah. The construction, the name's already been set. So we're moving forward, we're looking ahead. What have you seen in other parks worldwide? And Maureen's going to show some examples. There's some really cool things. Yep. And we're going to be taking down notes. And so we're having it at the Park House Event Center, and it seats 250. And so we opened up registration for this event, which is free, and it sold out in 2 days.
It sold out. It was pretty fast, right?
Yeah, we were really thrilled with the enthusiasm, and also with the social media. We kicked that off 2 weeks ago, and the enthusiasm through social media has been really good too. People are very excited about this park.
So the first one will be September 7th at 6 o'clock, the Park House Event Center, but you'll have more.
Right, we're going to make this the kickoff to sort of a year's tour where Maureen will go and talk to different.
I think that's smart, and you're right. There are so many different elements and thought that have already gone into the design of this park.
Right.
Which leads to what's the functionality of the park and getting the community buy-ins.
Yes,
pretty smart.
and like
be a
one
good
of the
conversation.
Yeah, it is, and just she'll show you, like I'm talking about weddings. There's going to be a pavilion that will actually have its own kitchen for caterers, and anyway, there's just so much to it that I don't think people really thought about. Just we were all into naming the name, and getting the maps, getting it in maps, and now it's the fun part. I think I
agree. Yeah.
So anyway, I'm going to be doing construction walkthroughs through the social media for it.
Speaking of construction, how is the construction around the Myriad Gardens these days? I think they've kind of moved on, right?
Well, Hudson just has like one little corner close to Sheridan that just needs to be filled in. But yeah, you're getting an idea. I asked Michael Scroggins with Embark, who's going to be managing it. I said, is it a really narrow tram or train? And he goes, yeah. And there's going to be horns for pedestrians. Cool. And then bells. Anyway, so and then Sheridan, they're moving along Sheridan pretty quick. We've got our food truck row back. You know how we have our food trucks lined. We don't have it back officially. It's still blocked off, but I'm seeing it.
Looking ahead to, speaking of food trucks, some of the events you have this week. Tomorrow, Reading Wednesdays.
Yes, it returns. It moved back into the south lobby from being on the Children's Garden porch. And it's just every Wednesday at 10. And it's free. And we read a book to the kids that pertains to the gardens or botanical. And then we create a craft. And it's good for 2 to 5 ages. Ages 2 to 5.
And then Saturday, you're bringing goats?
Yes. This is an event produced by...
It's not like you're cutting back on the lawn maintenance. It's not for that.
No. That would be fun. No, there's a new it's not a new ice cream, but Billy Goat ice cream is going to go exclusively into Sprouts. And to celebrate, they're doing goat yoga, and it's from 9 to 1, 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. on the Great Lawn. And they've got a system on how it's every 30 minutes, they're doing yoga in 30-minute sessions, and 60 people per session, and you have to sign. We had such a tremendous response on social media that they upped the goats from 30 to 60.
And you're going to need more goats for this.
I know. Yeah, we're going to need more goats. But anyway, so the thing of it is if you Google goat yoga, you'll get some really cool YouTube videos. And goats like to climb, and there's some yoga poses you can do, and the goats will climb on your back, and it's just supposed to be really fun and funny.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I don't think I could focus very well, but that's just me.
No, because I'd be like, what's this goat doing? And watching everybody else and their goat.
And I think, and I need to confirm this with Billy Goat ice cream, but they're going to have a petting zoo with pygmy goats.
Gotcha.
Ever seen baby pygmy goats? They jump. They're really crazy.
I've seen the fainting goats. Have you seen fainting goats?
I have. I've been in a goat video vortex on YouTube. It's so funny. Goats are hilarious.
Oh my goodness. So that's coming up Saturday, begins around 9 a.m., runs through early in the afternoon. And then on Sunday, paddleboarding, Gardens Lake. Mm-hmm. You're all about this, right?
Yes. This is, we were only doing this 3 times this summer, so this is our 2nd time. And it's 10:30 on Sunday, and it's costs you get 15-minute sessions.
Okay.
And the River Sports is helping us out, and we have 10 boards. We have people asking if they can bring their own board because it's super popular sport. And we're like, no, we need to control the traffic. 10 is really all we can handle because it's a small lake.
That's true.
Yes.
That's a cool deal, though. So that's coming up Sunday, 10:30 in the morning, runs through 2 p.m. And then finally, Dancing in the Gardens.
So excited.
That is Friday, September 1st.
And it's going to be 70s disco.
Very nice. Bust out the wigs and...
You know, we didn't say anything about having to wear costumes, but people are already trying to plan that.
You know they will, right?
Yeah, well, they sure did for 90s hip hop.
Okay.
We did kind of have a costume contest for 90s hip hop, and people brought it. They were awesome. But we had about 1,000, maybe 1,500 people last time. We've got great photos of it. Yeah, it was a great crowd. So we feel good about 70s disco.
That was also, or one of these events was when Garth Brooks was over here, right?
The 90s hip hop. Yes,
okay.
It was the first night of the first 2 Garth Brooks concerts.
There was just a ton of people down here at that point.
I know, and I was going, come on, media, quit telling people not to come downtown. And so they came. Some of them didn't even know Garth Brooks' concert was happening.
You know, I got to say, there was a lot of people down here. There really wasn't any traffic problems.
Not that I saw.
Not that I saw either, which was, I mean, there's a ton of people down here. There's construction, so you would just assume naturally, but I didn't really notice that much. So.
I know, and I had a lot of people say they were walking towards the Garth Brooks concerts, and they saw the activity, and they just thought it was really cool.
All right, good stuff. Leslie always provides great information. Follow her on the social media channels for the Myriad Gardens, such as Instagram.com/Myriad Gardens and their website, myriadgardens.com, or OklahomaCityBotanicalGardens.com.
Right.
As well. There's blogs, schedules, event information, all sorts of stuff.
And now Scissortail Park.
Including that too, yes, on those social media channels. Leslie, always good to see you.
Good to see you.
Thank you.
Thanks.